What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? Good evening. Welcome to Cage Out with Christopher James. I'm Christopher James, man. Happy Thursday, man. Welcome to the SHIT. SHIT, by the way, does not spell shit. It just means so happy it's Thursday, man. I'm happy to be here with you guys tonight, man. Welcome one and welcome all. It's Cage Out with Christopher James. We're getting ready to go part 2 of this week's topic, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, BKFC 16. On our show on Tuesday night, we had a bunch of fighters on, man. We had a good time. And we're going to continue that trend tonight. Tonight, we're going to have Bobo Bannon, BKFC's favorite heavyweight. As far as the fans are concerned, he's fan-friendly. He's the dude, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to be on later on tonight. At 9 p.m., we're going to talk to the boss himself, the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. David Feldman is going to join us live on the show tonight, and I can't wait to talk to him. He's going to give us an update on what's going on with the promotion, a state of the union, if you will. And hopefully, he'll drop some information on us about maybe a huge athlete signing that we don't know about yet, which would be fucking awesome because, we deserve shit like that here at K-Side with Christopher James. We promote the show. We promote Bare Knuckle. Once in a while, it's nice to get a little tidbit dropped on you. So we got that going on. Let's see what else with BKFC. That's it. So we're going to bring in our first guest of the night. He's joining us. I believe he's in Virginia, if I'm correct, man. I forget shit sometimes, But he has a goal. He wants to become the youngest champion in the history of the promotion, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Now, granted, the promotion is only a couple of years old, but this kid's a young dude, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's got all the tools to do it inside the ring, and his personality, every time I talk to this guy, his personality amps up a little bit more. He's been calling out Uli Diaz for a while. His hashtag that he started, Uli is a bum. And I'm saying that right now, and he's in the green room smiling as I say Uli is a bum because he likes to hear the words said, not just written out. So with that being said, let me welcome him in right now. He's part of the first father-son fighting duo in the history of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. So please welcome the young man with the strange part of his last name, Zion Tomlinson Sr.
What's up?
He's the youngest champion, but he's senior. So first of all, Zion, man, how are you, bro? Welcome to the show. Good to have you on board tonight. How's things going today, brother?
It's going good. Just left the gym.
Just left the gym?
Yes, sir.
Gym training or something?
Yeah, I got to train. I got to lose this last bit of weight.
Dude, man, so you came in no shirt on. Are you trying to flex out, let the people know that, hey, I'm sexy as well as a fucking badass? Is that what's going on here? That's okay, dude.
I'm hot.
Hot, dude. Sex sells, bro. Sex sells. So, just don't let your old lady find out that you're, trying to sell your sexiness. You know what I'm saying, man? Because that'll get you in trouble.
I stay in trouble.
Huh?
I stay in trouble.
You stay in trouble. All right, look. Hang on, drop something down there. So, boom, I'm back. All right, so you have a big fight coming up. You're taking on Tyler Hill, a seasoned combat sport veteran. He's got power. He's got precision. He packs a punch. I know this firsthand because he's fought with us at Island Fights before, with us on Fight Pass. He is no slouch by any stretch of the imagination, and he is definitely going to be, at this point, he's going to be the toughest person you've ever stepped inside any kind of ring or cage with, dude. And it's a big leap up in competition for you. So I'm throwing that out there before we talk about that. The reason I'm bringing all that up right now, I just want people to understand the seriousness of this fight that you're taking, because again, it is a big deal fight, and I know you want to go out there and win. But before we get into the actual fight itself and game plans and stuff like that, let's talk about this Uli is a bum thing, because you've been relentless going after this guy, man. So tell us why you came up with that catchphrase and why you keep fucking harassing this dude who fucking got the fastest knockout in the history. And I'm not saying that you can't beat him if you fight him, but I mean, the guy just fucking, You got to admit it, man. The guy crushed it, dude.
He did all right. I ain't impressed by him. That's why he's a bum. He been pat his whole career. He been patted records. He been fighting bums, so therefore it makes him a bum because he fought bums. And I'm just ready to expose him and get the title fight after I beat him up.
There's good stuff I got to. Woo! It's a purple punch from our friends at Men. I'm trying to get them to be a sponsor on my show. So, and by the way, for you guys watching, I am smoking marijuana. It is medically prescribed. The show tonight, by the way, is brought to you by our friends at Just Heart Apparel and Just Heart Apparel East Coast. So I've got my man Zion Tomlinson Sr. on. Like I said, he's going to be fighting Tyler Hill. He also wants to go after Uli Diaz. Is it wrong for you, being as young as you are in your career, right, to go call out a guy that's definitely accomplished more than you in Uli? Even though you say his opponents are bums, he's been doing this longer as far as combat sports. I mean, it's not your fault. You know, he's a little older, you're a little younger. You know. So I get that, but you know, is it wrong for you, or is it like
and bare knuckle and we've got identical records in bare knuckle. He's 1-0. Oh, he's 2-0, 2 knockouts. I'm 1-0, 1 knockout. And here comes next Friday. I'll be 2-0, 2 knockouts. The fight makes sense. It's I got a lot of hype behind it. It's what the fans want to see.
Well, what fans? Because I haven't heard anybody saying let's see Zion and Uli. I mean,
it's all over bare knuckle's page.
Listen, when I say this to you, there's no disrespect to you, because I don't want you to feel I'm being disrespectful to you, because you know I respect the hell out of you and your dad, and I've announced your name at Toe the Line, so I love you to death, and I love that you're trying to make your way. But again, here's a guy who's been there and done that in combat sports, not just in bare knuckle. And you're this young kid coming up, which I love. But you're calling out these guys. It's like when people bust Brandon Lambert's balls. You know what I mean? Because he can't prove that he's had any fights, but he talked his way into a fight at bare knuckle. But a lot of people say, hey, he's talking out of turn. That's why I brought it up to you, because and you're saying that all these people, this is the fight that people want to see. I haven't seen anybody talk about you fighting at bare knuckle, and I pay attention to all of it. I pay attention to all this and that, but I don't see the world clamoring for Zion versus Uli. I know up here, it's going off. It's like fucking a parade in your head. Zion gonna beat Uli. Zion gonna beat Uli. I know what's going on up there, bro. But you're saying that people are talking about it, so tell me where they're talking about it, because I want to go check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Every time bare knuckle posts about Uli, you see me, and then you see everybody saying Zion versus Uli, and so Uli stopped ducking because he blocked me. He blocked me on Instagram after he threw shots at me.
Yeah, and you threw shots at him. This is funny, and it's funny, dude. Because
but you don't block somebody after you run your mouth.
Oh, this is 2021. Of course, that's what you do, man. You block people after you talk shit, dude, because you don't want to hear what they have to say. You only want the argument to be one-sided. That's the world we live in today, dude, with all these fucking soft-ass motherfuckers. I don't listen. If I talk shit about somebody, I tag them in their post, and not because I'm trying to, flex my badassness. It's because if I'm going to have the balls to speak about you, good or bad, I feel I only.
They got to see it.
Respectful, I have to be show enough respect to you. Let's say I was talking shit about you, okay? Let's say I thought you were a terrible fighter and you sucked and blah 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 blah. When I put that post up that says that, I'm going to tag you in it, not because I'm trying to be a tough guy or anything, but I feel if I am going to talk about you and have your name come out of my mouth, it's only right that you get it from me, not secondhand, not somebody else. So if I'm going to say Zion sucks, I'm going to post that. I'm going to tag you, Zion. I think you suck. Because I think at least I owe you, the person I'm talking about, that much respect to talk about them directly. If I can't get to them face to face, you know what I mean? So, but you know how people are today, man. A bunch of fucking pussies, man. Oh, fuck. I don't like what he said. I'm going to block him. And then I'm going to talk about him and he can't see it because I blocked him. That's how people are today, man. Fucking assholes. I hate
it's like the Dr. Seuss thing.
Yeah. We're not even going to get into Dr. Seuss and Potato Head and fucking Pepe Le Pew and all that shit. Fucking people are so worried about stupid shit like that, man. There's real problems in the world. So, let's see. Willie Diaz, come on, man, very wrong. See, Luis Palomino's brother, Paco, he thinks it's wrong for you to call out Uli because of what he's accomplished, and
Just
he said the
just,
same
just,
thing. He goes, he
just
hasn't,
wait till next weekend.
huh?
Just wait till next weekend when I knock out Tyler Hill.
When you
We'll
knock out
both.
Tyler Hill next weekend. Now, listen,
Yes,
if you
sir.
go out there and you knock out Tyler Hill next weekend, next Friday night, right? Then
Yes, sir.
Saturday night, I will have you on the show again, and I will fucking help you call out Uli Diaz. Okay, that's my.
I'm putting Tyler to sleep within 3 rounds.
Huh? Okay. Well,
With 3
so,
rounds.
so let's talk about Tyler now. So again, and I'm going to ask you to admit something, and I want you to be straight honest. Tyler Hill is the toughest fight you've had in your career coming up.
On paper it is, but I don't see it on film.
Well, you haven't seen it on film yet because you guys haven't done it. So, but going into this fight, he's the most seasoned combat sports veteran that you've ever faced in your career, and it's definitely a level up for you. You would admit that, right?
Yeah, I'll admit that.
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, dude. I mean, if they called you up tomorrow and said, "Fucking, you're going to fight Conor McGregor in the UFC," obviously that's a big level up. You got to be all right. Yeah, I'm leveling up, motherfucker. So when I or other people ask you questions like that, don't take it as offensive because it's just the truth. I mean, he's a guy who's been around a long time. He's been this close to the UFC, so he's accomplished things in his career. So you're on the come up, and this is what you have to do as a young guy on the come up. You have to beat the guys that were out there doing shit, So I was actually surprised when they booked this. I thought they were going to give you somebody else a little less experience, not like a guy that's 0-1 or 1-0. I figured you were going to get a guy that had about 6 to 7 fights because I felt that's the right progression. But they really amped you up, man. How did this fight come about? Who suggested it, and when did this all happen?
Well, it was actually a last minute fight. My original fight got pulled. I couldn't announce. Did
I miss something, or did I just forget?
It got pulled. We didn't get a contract yet. It was just in talks, and we verbally agreed to it, but it got pulled.
So who was it?
I can't disclose it. It might be a future fight still.
You can, dude. It didn't happen. Disclose it. Tell us who you were. Hey, listen. If you're gonna fight, you're gonna fight at some point. But so who was it that they were gonna book you against?
Well, they wanted me to fight Cutter.
No, dude. See, now that fight makes sense to me. You and Noah. I know is a little more experienced at BKFC, a little more experienced in MMA, but you guys match up really well. I like that fight. And I'm not saying I don't like the Tyler fight. I like the Tyler fight because the upside for you winning that fight definitely will produce more than if you beat Noah.
Yeah, but that fight got pulled. But he went and he got Caleb instead, and they offered me Tyler like a week afterwards.
Hey, that's all right, man. So you know what? You're fighting a guy that's maybe not in BKFC right now because this is going to be Tyler's debut. But as far as overall combat sports veteran, you're fighting a much more seasoned guy. So the upside and the reward for you is a lot bigger than fighting Noah Cutter. And I like Noah Cutter. Noah Cutter, he's the guy that put Francesco Ritchie in the hospital in a coma for a little while. I mean, that was a scary fight for that was a scary night for everybody involved. I know Noah felt horrible after, but Francesco is now fine. And Noah's got his fight, then you got this fight, and maybe after this fight, maybe that'll be the fight that comes. You fight Tyler, win. He fights Caleb and win. Now
he's staying at 65. I ain't done. If he comes out to 75, I'll fight him. I ain't going to 65.
Oh, I see what it is. So you don't want to
come
lazy.
I'm too big. I'm too big for 65. 70. Huh?
How tall are you?
6'1".
6'1". I don't know if you're too big for 165. Most of the guys that fight 165 are 6'1".
My home's 85. That's where I usually fight. 85. I'm fighting Tyler at 75. That's like my breaking point.
So what? You didn't want to fight at 75?
I want to fight him at 85 where he usually fights at, but he won at 75, so it is what it is.
Tyler also fights at. Tyler's fought a lot at 170.
So the last fight was at 85, so I was hoping he'll come up here, but he don't want to fight me at 85.
Well, it's okay though because in bare knuckle, because the weight classes are 10 pounds, apart. 75 to 85 isn't a big leap or drop, but he probably wanted it at 75 because he figures you're walking around at 85, and he might feel that the cut is going to be a little tougher for you to get to 75 versus 80? What do you walk around at normally?
I was 220 when I took the fight.
Dude, man, so you're cutting
So
to go down to 85. So now you're going to be cutting 55 to go down to 75.
yeah, I'm right now. I'm 86 right now, so I'm good to go.
Cut. That's a lot of weight to cut, dude. Fucking, you gotta stop walking around so heavy. It's bad for you.
I know. But I usually walk about 200 when I'm in shape, so it's
If you're
easy.
at 100 and you're fighting 85, that's perfect, dude. That's perfect. And even at 200 to 75, it's a little more reasonable. Right now, I mean, you started at 220 and you're cutting down to 75, so that's 55 pounds. Or 40,
Yeah.
85, 95.
Yeah, that's around there.
Yeah, dude, it's 45 pounds. That's a lot of weight to cut, dude. And I'm glad you've been doing it over the course of time and not trying to cut 30 pounds in 5 days. Because
I'm not an idiot. Yeah.
Fuck you up on fight night, bro. So tell me what you've done to prepare for Tyler. Have you studied some of his film? Watch his MMA fights and watch his striking? Because that's really, you don't have any bare knuckle footage to look at. So have you watched it, and what do you see that you need to be prepared for inside that squared circle next Friday night?
All I see him doing is throwing overhands.
I'm sorry, I had to do the plug for the BKTV app, but
yeah, all I see him doing is being fancy and throwing jabs and overhands, little elementary striking. So I consider myself an advanced striker. I feel like I know I'm going there and play with him and then put him out of his misery.
I like to do it. I love the confidence that you're putting out right now. The first person that has to believe in you and what you can do is yourself. So you have a strong belief in yourself. I know you do. Like I said, I've spoken to you before, and I've seen you in action. I just hope you don't get overly confident and overlook something in any opponent. This is not just about the Tyler fight. This is just in general. I've seen young guys come up and they're very confident and they have a bravado about them. But then they start getting some fights and they get to those higher level fights and they forget something. They miss something along the way of what they should have looked out for, and then they lose. They don't stay lose. Well, actually, I know one guy that stayed losing after he thought he was Mr. fucking America. Then he got his ass kicked like 5 in a row, and now he works at fucking Verizon selling cell phones, which isn't a bad career. They got good insurance, they got good thing, and the fight game isn't for everybody. So I hope when people like myself and others talk to you about stuff they've seen in the industry, I hope you don't take it like, we're telling you don't know shit. There is shit you don't know because you just haven't experienced it yet, and you're a young man. But when people give you advice in this game, listen to what they're saying, because they're speaking to you from experience, and like I said, I've seen some kids come through with the same attitude as you, and then, again, 2 weeks later, they're cutting lawns over at the casino because, and I don't want that to happen to you because I've seen you fight. I think you have a lot of talent. I think your personality is starting to come out a little more as you're getting used to being in a bigger promotion and, doing something on a huge stage like bare knuckle. Because I've talked to you off camera and you're a fucking funny dude. But I've talked to you on camera and like this tonight's really good. I'm enjoying this. But the first time I had you on camera, dude, it was so funny because I might have to find the footage and send it to you later if you haven't seen it in a while. You were almost like a little timid, like you thought like I was gonna kick your ass, and I don't think
that was our first interview I ever done.
Yeah, I know, man. So and that's part of the fight game, man. You got to develop those interview skills, and I'll say, tonight versus where you were the first one, 100% better, dude, and that's good. Keep growing, keep developing the personality. Don't be afraid to say what you got to say about people because you got to say the closed mouth don't get fed, as they say. But the open mouth gets you punched in the face. So you got to weigh out the,
I try not to get punched in the face.
Huh?
I'm going to try my best not to get punched in the face Friday.
Oh, you're going to get punched in the face, dude. I mean,
I'm going to try not to.
Yeah, I know you're going to try not to, but you're going to get punched in the face. And that's okay. It's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? As long as you can withstand the punch, because you can look at something on video and see, that's it's a technical, fancy jab, pinpoint precision. And, but what you can't judge is how your chin is going to react when that power hits you, jab or jab or not. You don't know until you feel it. That's the reality. People go, "Oh, that guy's got no punching power," and then they get knocked out by the guy that's got no punching power because they weren't prepared mentally. Hey, Harrison Aiken just popped out here. He just dropped a comment. I'm going to pop this up for you. He goes, "Zion Tomlinson Sr. is goofy as hell. All love though. Good luck in your upcoming fight, bro."
Appreciate it.
Hey, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with being a little goofy. How old are you again?
21.
Yeah, dude, you're allowed to be goofy at 20, man. You know, fucking. And I know you got, children, and you have to be mature and adult, but this is the part of your life where you can be goofy. You be goofy with your kids playing around, but be goofy in this world, dude. Have fun with it. Do the serious business on fight night, but be goofy. Have fun. Talk shit. Fucking go out there and do what you feel is right. What you feel is you. And if you feel that you is a guy that don't want to do interviews, and you want to just fucking get your contract, and that's the way you want to go about your career, then by God,
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, then you know what? Then that's what you do. Doesn't matter what I say or anybody says. If that's how you feel is the best way for you to be successful, then that's what you do. I hope that's not what you feel is the best way, because this combat sports, MMA really started, and the bare knuckle people that a lot of them come over from MMA have really picked up on the trend of being accessible to the fans and chatting with the fans and talking to the fans, and letting the fans feel like they're part of your journey, and that will grow your brand. And that's what you want to do. You want to grow the brand of the future champ, #future champ, and you want to let people know that you're here for a reason. You're here to stay, and you're going to deliver on fight nights. And like I said, if you talk a little smack along the way, and you sell the fight, your promoter's happy. So and then you go out there and win fights, and then you're happy, and then you get a title shot, and maybe you win the belt, and then you're super happy, and then somebody might come up and try to knock you off your pedestal, and that could happen, But you said that you looked at some of his work, you work the jab. Obviously, there's no jiu-jitsu, no wrestling, and all that stuff. He does, however, and I've seen in some of his fights where he does get into the clinch. His clinch game is strong. He has a great over fucking hook where he comes over and he can fucking hold. I've seen him hold guys in the gym, really big guys, fucking, and just hold them there with that over. So I'm just, just be aware.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's my strongest suit too, is my clinch. So it'll be fun.
I can't wait, dude. I personally, I want to see you guys stand in the middle and bang. I think you're both going to stand in the middle. They're going to say, all right, toe the line. You're both going to take a crack at each other immediately. And I think we're going to see, guys feel each other out a little bit. But I hope we get to see some clinch work right in the middle of the fucking ring, where you guys are just fucking both holding each other and just fucking unleashing. Because
I don't think he'll do it. I think he's on full when I catch him.
All right, well, we'll see. Like I said, man, I don't underestimate this guy.
I'm not, but I just know what I've been working on and what I've been doing. I feel like he's on full.
But the way you say it, I'm going, I might underestimate this guy a little bit. Don't underestimate this cat, dude. I promise you. I've watched him up close and personal. I've seen him fucking fight, and I've seen him train with some fucking big, ornery dudes. And he's a strong guy, and you're definitely going to have your hands full. That's the legitimate truth from where I'm watching. I also know that he's going to take you just as seriously as he took every other opponent, because he knows that he's smart. He looks at footage, and he's going to see what you've done. So he's not coming in there blind. So he's going to show you respect. But again, like you got to respect what he's done. Even though you're young in this, he's still going to show you that respect, because he knows if he doesn't, you're going to fucking drop him like that. Because if you don't respect somebody and what they're going to bring, you're never going to be prepared for what they bring at you, and then you're looking up like this.
Yeah, I respect everybody's power.
So Mike Shorty said, what did he say there? He said he's super excited to see this fight with you and Tyler Hill. I am too, dude. Like I said, I was really surprised when this matchup got announced, and I was like, son of a bitch, look at this shit. Look at this.
They offered it to me, and I took it in 5 minutes. I was like, I'm ready to go.
I listen. That's the one thing I learned about you. If they offer you a fight, even if it's not Uli, you're still going to take the fight, because eventually all roads you want to lead to Uli Diaz. And that what's more important to you, beating up Uli Diaz or fighting for a title?
Title. I want the title.
Okay.
Yeah, 75, 85, 95. I want one of them.
85.
95. I fight everywhere.
So you're trying to get 3 belts? You haven't even got one yet, dude.
Hey, wherever the opportunity is there, I'm there to take it.
You'll get that first one, and then we'll talk about the second one. What have you been working on specifically since the last time I saw you fight? I always feel stupid when I ask this question to bare knuckle guys, because there's a limited amount of what you can really do. You know, I mean, you got to work on your footwork, keep your cardio up, throwing your punches at the right spot. You know, not punching somebody up in the forehead. That's the dumbest place to punch people. I see it happen all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I brought my hand on hair. I brought my hand on Harrison's forehead.
I know you did. That's why I brought it up. But that punch you landed on his forehead, I don't even think you were aiming for his forehead. I think it was just bodies in motion, and that's where you caught him. So, you know, but I've seen guys aim like up high over the bridge of nose, like here, like, what the fuck are you doing? But what do you think the biggest improvement we're going to see out of you on fight night is? Is it going to be hand speed? Is it going to be striking, acumen, you know, more technical with where you're placing your punches? Or is it going to be a little bit of all of that?
This will be everything. My dad been pushing me the past few weeks, so I have a major improvements in my last fight.
So who are your main training partners? Just your dad?
And my dad, and I train with the Dunnaville twins here in Roanoke, and
Okay.
Justin Gunner comes down as far as he was at the gym earlier.
Gotcha. Do you feel that these guys are going to be enough for you to take it to that next level, or have you thought about possibly having to move to a bigger gym with more star power, high level athletes that are, you know, doing this, you know, at bare knuckle or in MMA or in boxing, you know, where you're hitting a real high level gym to really elevate yourself? Have you ever thought about doing that? Because I know working with your dad is something I think is one of the most awesome things that has come across the bare knuckle fighting championship world, because, you know, you guys both fought, you know, bare knuckle. I mean, it's such a cool story, dude. I hope they make a movie about you guys one day, for real. And I hope I get to play myself in the movie. So, you know, but seriously, I just have you ever thought about that? Again, it's early in your career, you know, and it might not be something you have to do tomorrow or next week or maybe, you know, 2 weeks from now. But have you ever thought about that? You know, hey, maybe I need to step up and maybe move away from town a little bit and get to a bigger gym and really commit to this, you know, because, you know, when you become the big fish in your small pond, you don't get any better, you know. And it seems to me like you're at a point where you're kind of right at the top of the training center where you work, where you're probably, you know, one of the top guys. So if that's the case, you can only get better if you have people that are better than you around you to beat the shit out of you every day to make you better. That's, you know.
Yeah.
Eric, wait, hold on. Eric Kowal, did you just say that? He just said Sean Hannity would play Christopher J. Rothstein. I'm insulted. I would have went with Robert Downey Jr. or Spike Lee to play me. I mean, come on. I'm like the white Spike Lee. That's what people tell me when I put on a hat. Check it out. I'm like the white Spike Lee. I mean, I look like Spike Lee, right? Fucking, that's crazy.
Twins.
Twins. He's got a better tan, though. That hurts, man. Oh, and Eric Cole, you can play yourself in the movie, and you can sit ringside, and I will feed you hot wings and grapes. There we go. All right. So, but I love Eric, man. Eric is from My MMA News. He's also the main media guy for Bare Knuckle TV.
Yeah, he did my interview the other day.
Yep. What'd you think of talking to Eric, man? He's a fun dude.
Yeah, he commented. I think he did a write up on my Cowboy Fight series before too.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's very smart. He's a good guy to have in the MMA media business. You know, he may not be he's probably the biggest independent media source, I believe. You know, because you got MMA Junkie and, you know, Sure Dog and all these other ones, but he does a lot for people. A lot of his guys have moved on to bigger, media sites, you know, and then some of them stay with him. But he's got integrity. He does it the right way. He doesn't put up clickbait headlines, and he always treats athletes with respect, you know, and you have to admire that in this game because there's some people that don't. Bastards. So, but yeah, we should make a movie about your life. I think that's what we have to do. I'm going to start the project myself. Fuck it. I'm just going to do it. But back to the question. So do you think at some point you might have to move away and go to someplace else to acquire better training for yourself?
I think I got enough pros down here in Roanoke with me and guys willing to come train with me. I don't see myself needing to move out. Yeah, I feel like there's enough pros out here to better me to make me level up to the next level.
But I mean, the guys you train with now, how close to the top are you?
I won't say I'm at the very top, but I'm I see myself right now. Nobody in BKFC's division
No.
can beat me right now.
I'm talking about in your gym, where you train regular basis. Are you the top guy in the gym? Are you the number 2 guy, the number 3 guy? You know, how many guys are at the gym?
I'm in the top 5 just because my physical abilities can keep me up there.
But that's what I'm talking about. When you start getting to the top 5, top 3, top 1 of your gym, just remember, if there's nobody better than you, you're not going to be able to better yourself against guys that are lesser than you.
There are always better guys better in the gym because I'll have guys. I got cross train also too at other gyms around.
I'm just trying to, make sure you get the right shit, dude. I don't want to see you fucking miss out on shit because, you became the big fish in your pond. And you're like, blah, blah. So, do you know Scott Sigmund?
I sparred with Scott a few times.
Scott fought for us at Island Fights. He took on Roy Jones Jr. I got to announce that fight. That was pretty dope. I like Scott. Is Scott somebody you train with regular or just once in a blue moon?
Once in a blue moon. He trained with me a few times and we sparred we sparred before.
You should go spend some more time training with that guy. He's very smart and he's a really good coach and he could teach you stuff to add to your game. Just a suggestion. I'm not getting paid for this or nothing. He didn't say, "Hey, tell him I want to train." But he's a guy I respect. He comes in and he does it. He's been doing it a long time. He's got a great skill set. But I've seen him, in the little videos and training people, and he's a good coach. So, if you've already trained with him a little bit and you know him, maybe you should add that to your training repertoire, a couple times a month, go see him, work on some stuff, and, have some fun with, like I said, dude, this is the time of your life, dude. So go enjoy it. Train with as many fucking people as you can, dude. I mean, if somebody wants you to come out to California and train with some big fucking superstars or, Floyd calls, say, "Hey, come out here and train with us." Get on the plane and go. Get on the plane and go. Because sometimes that happens, I mean, Bobo O'Bannon, I used to be a sparring partner for, I want to say it was Deontay Wilder, I believe. And, he said it was a great experience for him. Even though he got beat up a lot, he learned a lot. So, you might go out there and train with a big superstar. You might get smacked around a little bit, but if you learn from it, it's worth the couple of bruises you go home with. Your father said Cujo is a good guy. He'd know. What's up there, Pops?
Yeah, he sparred Cujo before too.
Yeah, I still think your dad would beat you up.
Yeah, I'm not fight ready tonight.
Huh?
I'm not fight ready tonight. He'll beat me up.
No, I don't mean tonight. I just mean in general. And you know why I say that? You're a young, strong, strapping, kid. You got skills. But I think if you have to fight your dad, I think at some point you go, "Fuck, I'm fighting my dad. What am I doing?" Just that split second, you go, "Damn, I'm fighting my dad. What am I doing?" And then dad cracks you. It's not because you're not stronger. It's not because you're not faster. It's because at some point the kid in us goes, "What am I doing? It's my dad." Boink, and we get punched in the face. I always told my dad I'd kick his ass one day. God rest his soul. The reality is he probably would have fucked me up. I'm just being real, It's that dad fear. It's like my little brother. He thinks he can beat me up and fucking. But whenever your dad said he bites. When I used to fight my little brother, I would beat him up. So he always had that fear of the big brother thing. And then we got older and he thought he could kick my ass. And I had to check him a couple of times. And
my brother the same size. And,
you and your brother the same size?
Yeah, my little brother. Yeah.
How old is he?
20.
Ah, so right behind you. Is he fighting?
Yeah, he's an amateur right now.
Yeah, is he going to go bare knuckle? Or is he going to do MMA boxing?
He'll go boxing and bare knuckle.
Nice. Wow, dude, this could be the brother versus brother for the belt.
Yeah, he fights 70, so I'm good.
Dude, what would you do if he came up to 75, 85 and said fucking wanted to fight you for the belt? Would you fight your brother for a gold belt?
Nah, I won't fight him.
Why not?
He can have it. I ain't no fight. I don't fight him I train with.
No, you got to listen, dude. You know what this sport is missing, both MMA and this sport, is brothers fighting.
They ain't to pay me enough.
Do you realize if Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz fought each other, do you know how fucking much money they would make? Cheddar. And it's the same thing. Listen, think about it like this. Nick and Nate spar and beat the crap out of each other in the gym all the time, right? For free.
Yeah. You
and your brother probably spar together and fucking knock each other around in the gym. For free. So if Feldman wants to pay you guys 75 and 75 to fight each other for a belt and you don't do it, I'm coming to Virginia and kick both your asses.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair, you know. Your dad said you guys promised not to fight each other. Hey, Dad, if the money's right, dude, let them fight each other. They do it, like I said, you do it in the gym for free. So why not get paid? And you know, do you know how, dude, that would be like the huge fight. People would fuck, your brand would go, you'd be a superstar. Unless you lost. If you let your little brother kick your ass, that's a bad thing to fucking shit, bro. You can't.
Well, his hands are pretty nice, so I'm a little shocked.
Are you already telling me he can kick your ass, dude? Because I'm going to hang up on you right now. No.
No, I ain't say that. I said his hands are nice.
His hands are nice. Got good hand speed and everything.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to ask your dad. Dad, if they did fight each other, who would win? That's what I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. He's just commenting on your. Let's see if he's going to answer.
He probably will.
I'm waiting for him. You know, he answers anytime he's on. When you've been on, he's always commented or so he'll answer. Come on, Dad, tell us who's going to win that fight, Zion or his brother. What's your brother's name?
K9. Kane Jr.
Kane.
Kane Jr. Yeah.
Oh, Kane Jr. So he's going to pick Kane over you just because it's his name. You're screwed, man. That's fucked up. He hasn't picked anybody yet. I wonder if he's going to do it. We'll see. But let me ask this man. I'm going to bring this guy in here right now. We're going to say hello to him. Bobo O'Bannon joining us on the show. Bobo.
What's up, guys?
You had the same size as you, and David Feldman came and said, I'm going to give you $75,000 to fight your brother, and one of you walks home with a belt. Are you fighting your brother?
I got a little brother. He's 9 years younger than me. That joker better start running. He better get in shape. I'm telling you now, I will drag him into that ring, and we will beat each other
up. In MMA, your dad says you would win. That's what he says. MMA Zion. He didn't say in bare knuckle though. That says to me that he thinks maybe your younger brother could kick your ass, bro.
Yeah, my brother got pretty nice hands.
Dude, but you gotta have better hands. You're the big brother.
Well, my clinching it prefers me at the top.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I'm excited to watch your fight. By the way, Bobo Kane, Zion's dad said, "What's up, Bobo?"
What's up, Mr. Zion? How are you, sir?
All right. So,
Mr. Kane, I'm sorry.
Zion, before we let you go, is there anything you want to do? Shout out sponsors, or make a final prediction? You want to send a message to your opponent? Now's the time. And I'm sure whatever you say now, the last thing is probably going to be, "Well, he's a bum." So
shout out to my sponsors, Savage Combat Sports, Graphic Nation Apparel, and Ink Addicts Tattoo Studio. And I hope Tyler been training because I'm coming to put him to sleep within 3 rounds. And Yuli is a bum. And thank you for the interview, Chris.
Hey, Elizabeth, thank you for coming on tonight, man. I'm really glad that we're getting more personality out of you. I think it's awesome. I like the way you're progressing as an athlete, both with the fight game, but the stuff that goes around with it, the interviews and, being a public person. It can be stressful at times, especially, when you don't have, you have a fighting coach, but you don't have like an interview coach. You don't have a guy to help you with media stuff. Maybe that's what I should do, Bob. I'm going to start my own business.
I got him. Hold on, look, Zion. This is what you do when you talk in an interview. Talk just like you cutting up with your buddies. Just like it's you and your buddies cutting up. The same exact thing with these interviews. Like
that's what I do. How do I interview, Bob? That's how I interview. So I just want you to talk. You know how many guys tell me off the air when they get done? They go, "Dude, did we just do an interview or we were just shooting the shit?" I'm go, "Well, we did an interview, but like we were shooting the shit." Because I just want to talk to people, That's why, I sit there, I hang out, I smoke my weed, we talk some shit, we make some funny stuff, talking like the stuff where I say your dad's gonna kick your ass, I fully believe it because old man strength always wins. But
I don't got my old man strength yet.
You don't got it, dude. You're 21. Fuck, you don't even got your young man strength yet.
I don't got my grown man strength yet. Yeah.
You realize that you don't even have your full grown man strength yet. Think about it.
I'm still waiting on it.
That's not even a joke. I mean, you don't really. You're 21, so you're still got a little bit more, dude. When you hit about 27, 28, that's when most male athletes hit their athletic prime, and they become the best, the strongest they are. So if you're already this fucking talented now and this strong, the future is bright, dude. Just don't move up to heavyweight because then you got to fight a guy like Bobo.
Yeah, no, I don't jab and run.
Oh!
Get down.
There's the personality coming out that we're looking for, Zion.
There he is.
That's what you know, Bobo. I'm just gonna have to bring you on to every interview because it brings something out of Zion. I think it's like, fucking wait a minute, I want to fight that fucking big old heavyweight motherfucker.
Look,
I'm gonna talk shit to him too.
This is what it is. Everybody looks at me like, if people want to have him on and he's that dumb and goofy, I can act up a little bit too. As long as I'm around, you won't be the most goofy one.
That's true. I mean, as far as goofy guys at BKFC, Bobo is the most goofy. But Zion, you're like what they said, Harrison said, you're a goofy dude. And you know what? Embrace the goofiness. Embrace the goofiness. It's fucking always fun.
Might make that a hashtag.
At all.
Hashtag, along with here, these are the hashtags you'll see on Zion's page on a regular basis from now on. Future champ, Woolie's a bum, embrace the goofiness. I like it. And Zion, you don't have any, like your dad comes over here, he'll make little things, but this is Bobo's wife commenting right now. She's already talking shit about him. She goes, he's an idiot. Like, she does everything the show, she just talks shit about him.
Look, this is what you got to understand too. She's nowhere near attractive enough to be talking like that. Good night. Stop. God.
So Zion, I want to tell you, thank you for coming in tonight, man. I appreciate it, man. Good luck with you and Tyler Hill, man. Like I said, it's a big step up in competition for you. There's no doubt about that. I respect the fuck out of you for taking a step up like that, because you didn't have to, but you chose to. And that says to me a lot about the character of man you are.
Yeah, fighters fight. So I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Fucking, you keep going out there. Oh, wait. Before you go, give us a full flex, dude. Back up a little bit. Give the world a full flex of the fucking. You don't got a shirt on, so back up a little bit from your camera. Show the world, baby. There it is.
Get down.
I still got 10 pounds loose, so I'll be good.
10 pounds loose. That's crazy, dude. But that's easy. I mean, 10 pounds at this point is nothing. You're dialed in, and that's where you're supposed to be a week out. So you're doing everything right, man. So good luck to you. God bless you and your family. And we will talk again soon. Probably, like you said, if you get your win, Saturday you're coming on the show, and we're going to go all out, and we're calling it Uli. I'll help you.
I'm promising a knockout.
Okay, you're promising a knockout for this one?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, you heard it right here. He's promising a knockout. I'm assuming that you're going to knock Tyler out, not just a knockout in your fight.
Yeah, I'm knocking Tyler out. I ain't going to sleep.
I don't want to make you confused. Did he call his own knockout? I mean, some people get stupid. It's 2021. So anyway, God bless you, young man. Stay safe. Be well. Safe travels down to Mississippi, and I'll be watching, man. Can't wait to see you go, man. And again, good luck and thanks for taking the time tonight, bro.
Thank you.
Peace. That was Zion Tomlinson Sr., man. I love that kid, dude. He is a goofy kid because he's 21. He's supposed to be goofy. So, but he's a lot of fun. The first time I had him on the show, dude, he was like a stiff board. He was like, I'd ask him a question, he'd be like, yeah. How do you feel it? But I'm developing. I'm going to bring that personality out of that kid.
That's right.
So anyway, boys, we're going to officially welcome my man Bobo O'Bannon, the Beast, into the KHR Christopher James studio. We're here to have a good time. You came on a little late. I'm wondering why. Why were you late tonight, bro?
Man, look, how many times have I told you I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, right?
Yeah, but you have a manager right now, right? So she's supposed to. So Britton, how come he was late tonight? That's your job to get an interview on time, girl.
Nope. Hold on. Look, she had me all set up. Look, I have my name set up and everything. I just forgot to enter the studio. One click.
I was waiting for you to tell me that you had to go take a dump. Britton said you were late because you wouldn't listen to her. I believe that.
No, I was setting my phone up, man, and I clicked on the link and everything, did all my stuff and all. The one little blue button I couldn't see because I turned my phone sideways that said enter studio. I was like, you big dummy.
Come on, Bobo. This ain't your first interview now, man. You got to get that shit together.
No, I know. I'm working on it. See, we're working on his personality, working on my brain. We'll get there one day.
You said she was about to hit you.
If she comes in that door, I'm gonna cry. You will see 1,487-pound grown man cry.
This is what she goes, I told you, idiot.
She probably did. Sorry, Mom.
No, I did. So, how you been feeling, man? You're looking good. You're looking happy. No hot food challenges for the last 30 days, right? Because you don't want those coming up before a fight.
Man,
Um,
look. That Satan's toe, man. Toe of Satan or whatever it is. Dear goodness. I'm telling you now. No, sir. Man, that had my guts in pain for a couple of days. That was bad. I won't do it again. It was terrible.
we won't do any more of those until we know you're definitely not going to be in a fight camp. We don't want you to, shit your guts out. God forbid,
Right. Exactly right.
So I'm just going to ask questions, and I'm going to let you not answer, and I'm going to get her answer, and then we're going to see it's like the dating game, the newlywed game. See if you guys have the same answer. When I asked how you're doing, she said he's with me. Of course he's happy, but he's not looking good at all. I mean, you got summed it up right there. I mean, she's brutal. I love her.
She goes hard.
So let's get into this fight because since you were late, we got to rush through a little bit because I got Feldman coming on at 9, and I can't keep Feldman waiting. So, but you can hang out at the beginning of the Feldman interview too. Say hi to him.
Yes, sir.
Of course we will do. But so Arnold Adams, dude, this is a fucking step up for you as well. As I was talking with Zion about his being a step up. You're stepping up right now too. A guy that had a belt. I mean, fucking this is big deal for you, man. How did this fight come together? I know you guys had talked about previously. Little social media barbs here and there. And then when did they come to you about actually making this fight happen?
It wasn't long ago. A few weeks ago. 3, 4 weeks, something. I don't know. Asked me would I be interested in fighting him. Yeah, why not? He was at the top one time. I helped Chase Sherman get ready to fight him. I studied Arnold, studied the way he fought, and I sparred Chase in the style that Arnold fights in. And so I've already, analyzed this fight one time, so I might as well do it. It only makes sense.
I mean, do it for real. Instead of you being Arnold, now you're going to be the guy fighting Arnold. But you've already played the part of Arnold, is what you're saying. So, I dig it, man. And again, what do you have to look out for with Arnold Adams? I mean, obviously, he's a big heavyweight. He's got punching power. He can drop you just as easily as you can drop him when you guys get up to your weight class, especially without the gloves. Both of you are, one step away from getting dropped. So do you have to watch out for him from his distance, or are you more worried about when he's coming forward and getting in close with you and working inside the phone booth, maybe using the clinch on you, pulling your head or something? What have you seen specifically from Adams that you need to be prepared for?
Hand speed. He likes to be on the outside a lot and fight with hand speed. I like to fight on the inside. I'm better on the inside, and so we just got to watch out for hand speed and trying to stay on the outside.
I saw a post on his page. I don't know. Are you guys friends on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
So did you see the post he put up about 30 days ago? He had to go into the hospital with a sciatic nerve, and he had all this problems going on. Are you concerned that A, maybe he gets a fight night and he can't fight, or B, maybe that's a piece of information he put out there and overtold the story to make you think he's not 100% healthy, which, if you're fighting a guy that's not 100% healthy, you're going to feel overconfident. So do you think it was a ruse, or do you think it was legit?
I don't think he knew it was legit. I think it's just prying, fishing. That's all I've thought the whole time, just fishing.
You think so?
Either trying to get a hand up or nervous, one of the two. They can be the only two options. They're either trying to get a hand up on it, or he's nervous about fighting. I'd be nervous.
I'd be nervous too. Jonathan Ladenier wants to know who's more intimidating to you, Arnold Adams or Britain?
Britt, no doubt, Britt. You could just fill in the blank. She wins that contest.
The only smart you got is Carter wasted. The only fights you have The only smart you got is fight smarts.
I can't argue with that. Yeah, I can't argue.
Dude, people are just mean to you, man. I just, that's just
And man,
mean.
it's easy. I leave myself an easy open target. It's easy, and it's
Yeah,
funny to me.
my wife does the same thing. She does so many silly things, and I've got so much ammunition to fire off at her all day long. I think that's why we're still married, just because of jokes. I think that's what keeps us together. So, but
Yes.
yeah, but she's like your wife. She's got my back in every aspect of life, and I've got hers. So that's why it works. And she's a good sport because she does leave me some material out there, bro.
Yes, sir. Me and my wife, we do the same for each other. It seems.
Carter is your son. Is Carter your son?
Yes, sir. My stepson, but he's mine as far as I'm concerned.
I didn't know who he was. Carter started calling you out, bro, man. And now, so it's Britton's son, your stepson.
Yes,
So
sir.
now I know where he gets that shining, rude guy personality from his mama.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Yep. Oh man, that's awesome. Bobo, I'm giving you the HR card. My buddy time to drop bombs. That's Jeremy Hartley. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah,
Mike Shores. Go ahead.
that's my Jeremy Hartley. That's my buddy from softball. He's giving me the home run card. In slow pitch softball, you're only in the class we play. We're only allowed 3 home runs, and then after that, it's either an out or an inning ending out. What that means is if your 3 home runs already hit, you're the
I
first
know.
batter up. You hit a home run. Okay. So anyhow, he's giving me the card. In other words, free swing, Daddy. Let him have it.
I like it. Mike Shorey said he wants a big old Bobo hug.
Yes, sir. We can arrange that. And look, bromance it's just bromance.
Yeah. So Britton says she talks a mess, but she, of course, she also has your back. He also as he knows, and also why she's managing you now. He knows Mama has him. Does that mean you're not with Smith Brothers anymore?
Correct. Correct. We did. I mean, nothing. Just I decided to try something different.
Afterward, you just decided this is where you wanted to go.
I decided I want to try something different. My wife's sick, and she's got nerve issues, nerve diseases. She has heart diseases and intestinal diseases, and all she gets to do is sit around the house all day long. And she said that she's had these people reach out to her here and there about wanting to sponsor me. And seeing as I only had 2 small sponsors, I was like, why not? Let's try it on. Are you willing? She said, yeah. So we tried it on, and now I've got a page here with 8 sponsors on it that I need to shout out to in a little bit, as to where I had 2 sponsors before. So
Nice.
I feel like personally that we prayed about it. We did pray about it, and we got a feeling of okay, let's go ahead with it. And so now it gives her something to do during the daytime, and she's doing it well too.
Well, but it's not just about getting you sponsored. I mean, she's going to be able to negotiate fight contracts and things of that nature as well. Because as you continue to elevate your star, the contracts are going to get more in depth, financial things and everything. So my advice to you is, she can, be there and everything, but have a lawyer. Make
We
sure you
do.
got a lawyer, just to make sure that that everything's read and that, you're getting what you're supposed to get and all that stuff. Because I know she's not an attorney. And I know you're not an attorney. I know I'm not an attorney, but when you
That's
sign a
right.
contract, you definitely want somebody that, has the legal knowledge to understand all the legalese of the
Yes,
language.
sir.
Because, yeah. So make sure,
We
Britton, while you're sitting at home in between getting them sponsors, just get your law degree, girl. Fuck it.
we've got people, friends, family, friends, and family that have spent the money and went to school to be lawyers, and so we've definitely got people that read contracts before we sign them and everything.
Yeah, and she just said, she goes, you already have one, and now you have 2. Plus one of her best friends is one. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The law school advice goes, maybe I should. Yeah, maybe you should, girl. Everybody's going to class online anyway, so, nobody's going to school anymore. God forbid. Oh,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
get a law degree, girl, and then you'll be a fucking complete, total management threat to everybody.
a cotton picking genius, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, sure, he is a genius. I mean, she'd married you, right? That makes her a
Well,
genius, right?
which proves she does have at least a little bit of genius in her.
You
Hey,
make me laugh all the time.
get it up.
Ah. So, what have you been doing to prepare for this fight?
Working 14 and 15-hour days, and no, I've had a few long shifts at work, but man, I've been running and sprints, and then I hit the bag, and been working with my trainer more. Used to go and see him, a couple of times a week, like 4 or 5 different times before a fight, and I've already been seeing him like 6 times already, and plan on going and spending next week with him about 3 or 4 times next week, and so yeah, we've definitely been working on some good stuff, and he's got me doing a few different things. Just when you think you got everything figured out in this sport, and just when you think you've seen all that you can see in this sport, and somebody comes in and they don't reinvent the wheel, but they make it a little bit better. And he's definitely showed me some better things. So
Does
I'm
he have you
excited.
chasing chickens around like Mick did to Rocky in the Rocky movie?
No, it's funny that you say that because he does have a pen full of chickens back there, and he has threatened it a couple of times. But
I think you should do it anyway, just to see if Bobo can catch a chicken.
yeah, just because see all 1,487 pounds of me running around the chicken coop
But
trying
you
to catch
tell
one.
him, you let your coach know, hey, if I catch this chicken, I'm dadgum eating this chicken.
Right. No, well, I don't know. He's got them laying chickens, and them babies spit him out a couple dozen eggs a day. So,
But you can still eat
well,
them, can't you?
yeah, you can eat the chicken, you can eat the eggs.
If he makes you catch a chicken, you tell him if I catch it, I'm eat it. Your wife said
Right.
cow.
She said what?
She said you could probably catch a cow.
Well, I got her, didn't I? Hello. Point proven. Golly.
I'm out of here. You crossed the
Hey.
line. Whoa.
Hey, no, everybody knows she's the moo cow and I'm Porgy the pig. That's just our little loving pet names for one another.
Is that what that is?
Yes, we got. I guess we got a different way of being, I reckon.
In my world, when you say, she's the cow, that's calling your wife fat. And that usually gets you a trip to Sofa City, so.
Well, for all of our friends, it's like, man, it really is hilarious for me and her to be around our friends and watch our friends. Like when we're at the softball park, my buddy Jeremy Hartley, when we're around all them,
Right.
to watch all them laugh at us and cut up and just joke around, just at the stuff that we say to each other. We're not trying to be goofy or anything. We're just interacting with each other the same way that we do at home. And to see all them like, man, my wife would kill me, or see one of the women look at him and be like, no, he would throw a fit if I talked to him like that. So I mean, it's just us being us.
Yeah, it's the same way me and my wife, we talk about sometimes, we're out at a store, not amongst people we know. And, we just talk and people look at us crazy. But man, the fat thing never comes up. There's lines I learned as an older man. You just don't call it in joking fashion. So if you got a girl that lets you get away with calling her fat, you're winning in life, bro. Fuck everything
Yes.
else. Right there.
Well, you're fixing to get a couple comments here. I can call her fat all I want to, but let me start calling her a skinny mini, or telling her how she's starting to look like olive oil, and
She
see how
said
many
she's
comments
definitely fluffy. She goes, I'm definitely fluffy, so it's fitting. And Moo Cow Management is the name of the management company. So
Right. Tell her tell her she was skinny like olive oil.
he said you were skinny like olive oil. What would you do? And did this Porky Pig and Moo Cow shit? This don't happen in the bedroom or nothing because that's just beyond weird.
Whoa, 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 hold on. I will not talk about what happens in there, but what I will say is none of that happens there.
I just want you to tell me that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, I reassure you that kind of no, sir, that does not go down like that.
That's all I want to know, man. He said if you call her skinny mini, she will punch you straight in the face.
Point proven. You know,
Wow.
I mean, you know what that means, don't you?
What?
When they
That's
know.
gonna punch you straight in the face? I know what that means.
No, because of me calling her skinny.
No, tell me why.
That's because when they know, they know.
They know. Bobo's talking cryptic shit now. I don't even know what the fuck Bobo's
When
talking about.
when she knows that she's like a plus size model, she knows.
I did the wake. She did wake the dogs mooing one night. So I'm going to bring in the boss man right now. Let him catch the tail end of this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now, stepping in, he is the president of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And you know what? I'm so glad this man was born and that he had this crazy vision and made it happen. I mean, because bare knuckle fighting, at the end of the day, it's combat sports and it's exciting and it's all athletic. But man, it's just so fucking fun to watch, ain't it, Bobo?
Very, very.
So we're going to bring in Mr. David Feldman. So, David, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. What's up, my man? Bobo, what's going on, brother?
Have you been
Bless,
watching
how
any
about
of this show?
I actually haven't. I ran late. Almost.
Okay.
I was FaceTiming my daughter, and there was a big tractor trailer behind me, and I was like, I feel like I'm in a horror movie right now. Like they were following me through this curved road. I was like, what the hell's going on here? But now I'm here now, so I made it.
So we're sitting there, because Bobo's a fun cat, and when him and his wife come on my show, like she goes in the comment thread and she just starts tearing this poor man a new asshole, fucking just ripping him up. So, like
It's
she
a
said,
happy marriage.
she's gonna punch him in the face. So they were talking about their pet nicknames for each other. Hers for him is Porky Pig or something, and he calls her Cow. And I'm like, as long as that language doesn't translate to the bedroom, I'm okay. And
And
so in my comments, she goes,
Bobo, you're a lucky man because if I called my wife Cal, I'd be on the street.
that's what I'm saying.
No,
Listen, in Bobo land, apparently that's okay because in every other part of the world, you can't even hint that your wife has a pound on her. Even if she does, you'll get killed, bro. So,
look,
Bobo, before I let you go,
yes,
I'm going to ask you a question, and then before he goes, Dave, I'm going to ask you a question specific to Bobo. Bobo, how happy are you that David Feldman took a chance on you?
extremely. I mean, extremely. Look, Mr. Feldman's got a big organization here, and I'm not just saying it because it's sitting here. I don't care if you never heard me say this. I'm just going to tell the truth as it is. Mr. Feldman here has a big organization with big opportunities for people, and not only is it just a big organization, but it's the fastest growing sport in the world right now. Period. End of the story. And for him to let me be a part of that and give me a second chance after I did something as stupid as what I did my last fight, I mean, come on, man. A lot of people in their life, they don't get the first chance. Here I am with a second chance. I mean, I'm blessed and I'm very, very thankful. And I mean, I can't. All I know I can do is go out there and leave it all in there. Look, if this fight goes 5 rounds, for some reason, if this fight happens to go 5 rounds, y'all go ahead and get ready. Bring the stretcher in there because somebody's going to have to carry me out the ring because I promise to you I'm leaving everything in there. I will not be able to walk out of that ring if it goes 5 rounds because I'm going to be tired. My hands are going to be swollen. Make sure they don't touch my hands. Grab me up underneath my armpits or something because my hands are going to be hurt. No doubts about that.
And here's the response to that question from Bobo's wife. Thank you, Mr. Feldman, for taking a chance on this country fat guy.
Yeah, these guys are, I really, forget just a fighter. The one thing about it, the reason why you're back, Bobo, is because I asked you before the fight, I asked everybody before the fight, go out there and fight your asses off. I don't care if you win or lose. I don't care if you knock the guy out or get knocked out. I say it every time. As long as you go out there and fight your ass off, you have a home here. You went out there and fought your ass off. You were on the short end of the stick the last time, but the time before that you weren't. So here we are. You have a really good opportunity to prove yourself against our first ever BKFC heavyweight champ, and who's been off for a while. So the timing is perfect for you. It's a perfect storm, and it's time. We'll see if you can capitalize on that. But you're back because you do exactly what we want. You come and fight your ass off.
Now, the other question I wanted to ask you about Bobo, David, is he's just a fun-loving big old country boy. And, people gravitate toward him. He's really, for a guy that came up to bare knuckle, kind of out of shape when he first showed up and everything, he's gotten in shape and everything. He's taken it very seriously, but people gravitate toward him, and he's just a fun-loving country guy. You could probably throw Bobo in a dunk tank before he fights, and people would throw shit at him, and then he'd go in there and fight anyway. That's the kind of guy he is. So, how important is it for you to have guys like that, not just that can fight and are willing to fight, but that kind of a personality that attracts the viewer?
I mean, it's great. Look, you either have to be a well-liked guy or you have to be a really hated guy. But if you're anywhere in between, we have a hard time with you. And we actually had a tough conversation with a couple of fighters today. And we said, look, the fans either have to really like you or they have to really hate you, and they don't even know you exist in a nice way. I had to say it, and it's the truth, because at the end of the day, we're building a brand new combat sport here in an organization, and we need personalities, whether it be good or bad. It doesn't matter. We need something. And the thing I like about Bobo, just as a person, is the fact that you got to like anybody that really can make fun of himself, but also has the confidence to know he can go out there and do his thing. So it's not like he's making fun of himself because he's downing himself. He's making fun of himself because he's having fun in life, and he knows that he can go out there and handle business. So that's really important to me to be involved with someone like him, and that's why he comes back. And Ricky Duran, my man down there in Biloxi, brought Bobo to me. He said, "This dude can fight his ass off. Bring him in," and he didn't disappoint. So we're just waiting to see bigger and better things for Bobo. Man, he's got an opportunity of a lifetime here in front of him. And it's his chance to shine.
Mr. Feldman, you told me something backstage at BKFC 5. It was nothing private or anything like that, but do I have your permission to tell it? He told me backstage that he hated me. I said, why is that? He said, you should have told me that y'all was going to fight like that. He said, it didn't look good for TV, though, because we have you, a young fat guy, and we have him, an older fat guy, and just a young fat guy versus an older fat guy doesn't look good for TV. But I could have named about 4 or 5 fights off the top of my head right now that I would have rather had y'all on than those fights.
Absolutely.
And that made me smile.
That was a great fight. It was really was. And I'm glad you had a chance to come back, and here you are again, man. And I know you're also going through some shit at home, and your wife's real supportive of you, and I wish you guys the best on that avenue too.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Bobo, I'm going to let you jump on out of here. Thank you for taking the time, man. Good luck on your fight. Good luck on your fight with Arnold. I hope you have a great night tonight. Britain, you keep that man in line, girl. You just keep shredding him up and tearing him a new asshole every day, girl. He needs it.
That's right.
And it's hashtag Britain's battle, or is it Britain's fight?
Yes, sir. Hashtag Britain's battle.
Hashtag Britain's battle. You guys go to Bobo's page and learn about it. His family's going through stuff. His wife does have some major health issues, and anything you can do to help those guys out because they're good human beings would be much appreciated from everybody. So Britain's battle, check it out. And if you have any questions, message Bobo. He'll tell you all about it. He loves his wife, so much, and he's going to do everything he can to help her have happy, healthy times. And that's what makes him a good man. Forget the fact that he can fight. He's just a good human being. And I'm honored to know you, Bobo.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Next week, my man.
All right, man.
Yes, have a blessed one.
All right, Mr. Feldman. I tell you, man.
What's up, my man?
This is just, the last time I saw you in person in Tampa at the tryout thing, and I said to you, that I've heard people talk about comparing you to Dana White, and I even had said at the press conference for the show here before Knucklemania, that people compare you to Dana White, not because you're the same guy, but because you took something that nobody believed in and you made it believable. And I know that you appreciate the commentary. I know you and Dana are completely different cats, but I just want to, because I don't know if I made it clear that, and that's why I'm just bringing that up now, so we don't have to go into. I just want to make sure you understood that's where it's coming from. People, they were like, he took something that nobody believed could happen, like Dana White did with the UFC, and he turned it into a huge, the UFC is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you are doing the same thing. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I saw the article you shared today. And of course, Shaq going out there saying he wants to buy in. It's crazy how many people now that couple of years ago wouldn't have even noticed you on the wall. Now the big money's coming at you from here and here because they finally see your vision in action and they believe in it. How good does that feel right in here, man? Because I got to imagine it's like, it's walking around. I would say I would liken that to walking around with a boner for 24 hours. I mean, it just.
It's phenomenal, Chris. It really is. It's truly unbelievable where we are. But I can't say like I didn't think this was going to happen. This was my dream, and I kind of planned it out like this. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast, though. I think we're growing faster than I thought we were going to grow, but we're growing. Just the celebrities, the athletes, the private equity firms, the money guys that are reaching out right now it's crazy. And the valuation that they valued the company out at a 2.5-year stage it's really, truly unreal. I can't even believe it. And so to sum it all up, yeah, man, like I'm a guy, man, I came from nothing. I was given nothing. I built everything on my own. And I hope to be an example to people that, really, truly, if you work your ass off and you don't listen to everybody telling you can't do something, you really can do whatever you want to do in life. If you work your ass off, it's not just going to come easy. If you work, you have to have a couple of stars align as well as they did for us. And, we put on a great product and, I take my hat off to these athletes because these, I say it all the time, they're the baddest motherfuckers in the world and they're the baddest motherfuckers in the world. Look, some of them aren't the best technical boxers in the world, most technical MMA fighters in the world, but they come there, they total line in the center of that ring, and they let it all hang out, and they're the baddest motherfuckers in the world. And I believe that with all my heart.
Yeah, and you said something in that response there that it's happening a lot faster than you thought it did. Because the first time I met you was in Mississippi, and I guess it was BKFC 2 was the second show, right? In Biloxi, that was the second show you guys did, I believe. Yeah. And we talked for a little bit briefly, and you told me that you believe this is going to go all the way, just in a brief conversation. So I knew then, because the way you said it, that you totally believed everything that's happening now was going to happen. Is the level of speed that it's coming your way a little bit, for lack of a better word, a little scary? Like, because holy shit, like you said, the equity firms, the stars, the celebrities, and the growth, just the popularity. I mean, it's a little scary, and I don't mean that like in a disrespectful way, but I mean frightening, maybe like overwhelming at sometimes.
You know what it is? It's just that I don't think we were. I think we were prepared, but we weren't 100% prepared for this. We didn't have all our I's dotted and T's crossed in time for this moment, but we were lucky enough to bring in the right partners here to help us grow. And those people dotted the I's and crossed the T's for us while we were just working our ass off to make this thing huge. And, in the past 6 months to a year during the pandemic, we aligned a great team. We launched our own app and we prepared ourselves for, something that's hopefully happening as soon as tomorrow. We're waiting on something huge to happen tomorrow. And if it does, it really changes not only the game for us, the trajectory of where we're going, but it changes my life and a lot of my team's life. And, it's just going to be, so I'm hoping that I can sleep for a few minutes tonight, but if I don't, it wouldn't be well worth it.
What you just did to me is like, back in high school when a girl was giving you a handy and then she stopped right before. You just did that to me live on the air, bro. Mentally, that's messed up, bro. But I'm digging it. Now, I'm just gonna. Well, before I actually ask, Justin Sims, who worked with Titan, great videographer. I love this kid. I'm gonna try to get him to do some stuff on my show. He just shared this comment that you made. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. And such a true statement. Was that your original, or is that something you took from somewhere else and just?
That was not my original. I forget who quoted that, but it was something that I just was like, wow, man, because there was a lot of times where I was afraid to really just move forward because I'm not afraid of to fail. A lot of people, when they're going for something they really want, it's not that they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of success. Like they don't know what comes with success. And I'll be honest, like, I had a couple little speed bumps there where I'm like, wow, where's this thing about to turn? Where's this thing going to take us? Am I prepared for this? Are we prepared for this? And now I know more than ever we're prepared for this. But my actual original quote that I came up with was like, everybody wants to do what you do until it's time to do what you do. So you see all the guys that came out here and tried to start bare knuckle, and it didn't work because they saw what we were doing. They tried to copy what we were doing. They want to do what we're doing, but then when it came time to do what we're doing, they didn't want to do what we were doing.
Yeah, and that's the truth. Like I said, you're like when this all breaks out, there will be other promotions that pop up along the way of bare knuckle fighting. But it's going to kind of be like you're going to be Apple, and you're like the iPod, and they're like the Zune. The Zune kind of came and just low radar. Never really did anything, and then the iPod, of course, exploded. You're the originator with this, so I don't. I'm going to be honest, man. I've seen a couple other bare knuckle promotions, some local ones here, and. Yeah, they don't get it. I'm not trying to be.
I get it, but you know what? As long as they put on a good show, it's good for the sport. So if they
absolutely.
And it's professional, and the fighters are good, it's good for the sport. Look, I want a lot of other companies to do this because it's going to help me out in the long run. Because then more people are going to tune into it. The same thing that happened with the UFC. It was great. And then all of a sudden another company came up, and then another company came up, and then all of a sudden everywhere in the world they were doing MMA fights, and that made the UFC larger than life. And that's what we're hoping for us. We just did it. We just came off of a show last Friday night that we did in Thailand.
That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the fights were unbelievable. The location was great, and that's that's another one of our companies that we acquired, Bare Knuckle Kingdom.
Did you go over there for that?
I didn't go over there for that. This was 14-day quarantine. I just, I couldn't.
No, you can't do that, dude.
14
well,
days.
if you need a company rep to go over for one of those, I'll take the.
But I tell you, after seeing the picture of the view, I think I'm going to be all over there next time.
But if you get busy, the whole team, I'll fill in for you, dude. I'll take one for the team.
Great partner over there, John Nutt, who put the show together. He was the ring announcer. He's an entertainer, and he put together a hell of a fight card. And we're going to go back there at the end of April, beginning of May. We also have a partnership that we just signed today in the UK, in Manchester. Of our first fight there is going to be in July. So we're trying to expand every way we can. I think with these other guys coming up, like it was about how we started. So when I talked to my partner, the investor that I had at the beginning, it was like, I got to sprint out of the starting block. If I jog out of the starting block or walk out of the starting block, they're all going to catch us. So let's sprint out. And they didn't get it a little bit. They're like, oh, I thought we were going to make this. I thought we were going to make this. I'm like, look, here's where we're going to be. And just understand what I said. And we're going to do this show, and then we're going to do this show, and then the paid show. We're going to do a show before Super Bowl. And they're like, I don't know if it's a good idea. I said, I guarantee it's our best show ever. Best show ever. It's our most expensive show ever and our best show ever. So I guess the direction we're headed now, I mean, it's just going up, man. It's amazing to say, but really, man, the fighters like Leonard Garcia. I actually want to read the text to you today. He just sent it to me tonight. I mean, what a hell of a nice guy, but I was like, really, man? Like out of the blue? He said, right here. He said, just wanted to let you guys know you're the best organization to work for, and I've worked for a lot of them. You're a dream come true. Thank you. Like, we're just trying to do the best that we can do for these fighters and give them the best platform and another opportunity. And not just for the fighters, but the team, our team that, that's with us. And it's great. I mean, I don't even know what to say, Chris. Honestly, I'm happy as hell, man. Everything's about to turn in the next 1 to 8 days to where we're going to be able to do some really, really great things. We're doing a show a month now, and then we're going to do another show a month with Total Line. And really the goal is in 2022, we're going to have, whether it's in England, in Russia, who we're working on a partnership with right now, in Thailand, in Japan, wherever that's going to be, Brazil, Mexico. We have partnerships lined up everywhere. The goal is to really do a fight every Friday night and every Saturday night. That's the goal.
Awesome. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to get to do some more work for you guys, man, because I love this shit, and I like to be up close. I was going to go with the specific, what's the state of the promotion right now, but we don't really need to because we see where it's at. You said there's something big coming up, 1 to 8 days. I'm going to ask one question about it. I know you're going to be very tight-lipped because you have to be. And, I just want to ask you if it's has something to do with how we can see the show.
I mean, that's potential. So,
Okay, I don't want you to go any deeper because I don't want you to,
there's potential there. Look, we're looking at we have it changed. It really did. It truly changed in the past 6 months. Things are a lot different now, and I'm not saying it's easier. It's harder as you get bigger, as you grow more. It gets harder and harder, but more and more opportunities get thrown your way, and that actually is what makes it harder because now you got to decide which direction you're going to go. But the app is really the direction that we're going. The Bare Knuckle TV app is the direction we're going. But if we can find this other platform or sign this deal with this other platform that's going to put us in front of millions and millions of eyeballs, we're definitely going to do that as well so people can know what we're doing with the sport.
So does that mean, can we safely say that the zone deal that you announced in August is kind of no more? I know they had some issues come up after they signed that deal with you guys, or is that something that is still going to be touched on in the future?
No, the zone is it's still a small possibility. I actually helped them do I helped them get the location actually for the show they just did in Miami for the Canelo fight. So I helped them with that, and we have a good relationship, and we'll see. But it's not that one right now. It's actually it's one that's just in a lot of households. It's I mean, it's a great network, and
I'm excited.
One of our potential partners is working on the deal there, and it's great. And it's that, and then the foreign rights. So we were able to secure. We're actually getting paid foreign rights in 38 foreign countries right now, which is amazing. Amazing, 38 foreign countries. I know, and you know what? It's not a lot of money like what you would think, but it's a little bit here and a little bit there in 38 different countries. Now, the last fight we did on February 5th, they estimated that almost 40 million people watched that fight. And that's unbelievable.
For 40 million people? 40 million from that date till today, or?
No. Within the first 24 hours of the fight, they estimated that 40 million people watched that fight because we were in all these different territories. For instance, Russia was almost 1 million people. We were on an app in Thailand and in some other Asian countries there, and they estimated about 4 million people there. Then we were in Bulgaria, we were in Australia, we were in Italy, we were in Sweden, we were in Brazil, we were in Mexico. We were all over the place, and it's great that people get to see this brand, and I think that's what's really helping this thing expand, because every day I wake up to a different email from a different country. Like today was South Korea. Today was South Korea. They were like, we want to buy the rights to it. So it's not just that they want to air it; they want to do events there. So, like I said, as we grow, it's obviously it's better that we're growing, but it's a lot more work. It gets a lot harder.
Yeah, I can't imagine. You touched on something. You were saying back a few minutes ago that you're talking to your first investor guy and everything. I got to think one of the hardest jobs for you to do is to talk to an investor. That expecting some kind of ROI quickly, and you have to kind of break it down for them, because this is a long call. This is not a short jump in. Whatever money you put in, you're going to get it back. This is the long run, and you got to be committed. But if I'm an investor, I got to tell you, if you're the guy I invested in, I'm good, because you've just been delivering. And even though I might not have seen my money come back the way I wanted to yet, what you've accomplished says to me at this point, I'm going, all right, man, this was a good investment. You know what? I'm just going to stay in this shit, and it's going to get me really rich. So
look, we just got a valuation handed to us today, which was crazy valuation, and I was like, wow, really? So where we're valued at today, 2.5 years deep, it's crazy. Like, I was like, really? Like, to be honest, I mean, I know what's going on and how we're growing and where we're going to be. Like, we have a future valuation right now on us for 3.5 years from now for this company to be a $750 million company in 3.5 years. That's what this firm valued us out in 3.5 years today.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're going to get there. Who knows? But where we are now and the path we're going, and with the right partners, I mean, this thing can just go to the moon. And we treat our fighters right. That's the thing. We treat our fighters right. We treat our staff right. We treat everybody that's helps us out. Our fans. I mean, we do good things, and hopefully, we get a nice slice of karma pie.
Yeah, that's crazy. Fighters, and I don't normally want to ask you about specific fighters, but I have to about these two guys, because they both came over from England at the same time. Good John and Godbeer. Good John made some accusations that you guys didn't pay him, and then that all got quashed in the public, because Kevin Smith, who was his manager, came out and said, "Look, he got paid." He told us he got paid. It said, "If you want to see the check stubs, he got paid." Godbear didn't fight; he caught COVID. He ended up going back to England. They both were bitter, but now it seems, from what I'm reading, and it could be rumors because I haven't really seen or heard you say it. But is the relationship still good with these guys, and are there still a chance that we're going to get to see them fight, maybe over in the promotion in England that you acquired, and before you bring them back to the States, or is that relationship crushed?
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, is everything always comes out in the wash, right? It just really, truly does, and they know that they weren't treated wrong, and that's why they both called me up and asked me to squash everything, and if they could come fight for me again, because look, Tyler Goodjohn, in his defense, he didn't get paid for 5 weeks. But he got paid. In other words, he didn't receive the money for 5 weeks. Let me clear it up. He didn't receive the money for 5 weeks. He got paid immediately. And then the next day he said, "I can't take the check. Wire it to me." Well, the account was wrong, so we wired it to him, and it got bounced back. So finally, 5 weeks later, because he's in a small bank in the UK, it took 2.5 weeks to get there. So he got paid, but, it was 5 weeks. So I understood his frustration, and that's why when he apologized and wanted to come back, I got it. And Mark Godbear, the same thing. I'm actually sitting here in the house right now, and I got in a huge argument with him over there, and, motherfuck you, and, whatever. And he called up and apologized. Mark will be back here fighting on the Birmingham, Alabama card April 30th.
So Birmingham, Alabama will be BKFC 17.
Yes.
Your debut in Alabama.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a little brand new news that we didn't have before tonight.
I broke it for you. Our first game in Alabama will be April 30th in Birmingham, Alabama, at the Boutwell Auditorium.
There you go, guys. That's a little breaking news right here. I always tell people when Feldman's coming on, I might get something breaking. And that's awesome. Congratulations, because I know you were working hard to do the Alabama show. I remember we were in Mississippi for the Toe the Line, and the guys from the commission in Alabama were there watching, and you were having extensive conversations with them. So again, it's just another state toppled down. You'll probably get all 50 states collectively faster than the UFC was able to get all 50 states, which is awesome. So congratulations on Alabama, dude. You went after it. God, that's another one.
I mean, look, we have in the next 7 months, we have a show in a new state coming up. Not in the next 7 months, sorry. The next show we're doing is going to be May in Miami. We're going to announce that, everything about that in the next couple of weeks. But that's going to be May in Miami, and then June, July, August, September, October, November. All 7 of those shows will be in 7 new states.
Awesome. So 17 is in Alabama, 18 is in Miami.
18 is in Miami.
All right, cool.
I forget what we wrote it down, but 19 is.
Are you doing that at the new stadium?
We're in a deal right now, but they may do a fight there the following day, a huge fight. I can't tell you what that is, but one of the biggest fights, in 2 older guys, but they might be having a rematch there in the Miami Dolphin Stadium. So if that happens, then we're going to move to this another really nice venue. But if not, we're going to do our show at
2 older guys having a rematch for BKFC, but it's not a BKFC rematch.
Not in BKFC. There's another boxing match that may happen, and that may push us to move the arena from the Hard Rock Stadium to our location that we're going to have a contract with on Monday. Gotcha.
So the big fight, because people are talking about Tyson Holyfield possibly running it back, which, that's probably what's going to take place in Miami. So, speaking of big name guys and rematches, Junior Dos Santos and Alistair Overeem got released from the UFC. As soon as I got the press release that they got released, I didn't even really go into the press release. So I put up a post that said, "Don't be surprised if David Feldman tracks these dudes down and gets a deal with at least one of them, if not both of them." JDS lives in Miami, or lives in Coconut Creek, trained out there. Florida guy. You guys have a great connection with the state of Florida, which I don't think is ever going to go away. I'm pretty sure Florida, if you're doing 25 events a year, I'm going to guess Florida will probably get at least 3 all the time, because they've always been good to you, and you built a base here. So I know if you start doing 50 shows, you got to spread it out, but hopefully Florida will always get at least 3. So how close was I to saying, because, BJ Penn, our website, said that you sent them a text message saying that you had contracts, offered out to them. But I don't always believe BJ Penn's website because sometimes, although it's been better over recent time. But I said, I'm going to wait till I get Feldman on the show. I'm just going to ask him. So I'm guessing my assessment or my assumption that you were going to go after these guys was 100% dead on balls accurate, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in talks with both of their management groups. We don't have a contract sent out to them or an agreement with them. They both actually said that they need a couple of weeks just to take off and diffuse, and then they're going to come back. But we are absolutely in talks with both of them, and we'll see what happens. I mean, they're pricey athletes, so we have to make sure that it makes sense for us. We think it does, and that's why we reached out. So if we can come to an agreement, it's something that they both said that they were interested in trying out. So we'll see what happens. We're all going to reconvene probably right around the 1st of April and see if we can make something work.
That's why when you said a rematch of two guys, my brain went, did he fucking sign JDS and Overeem? They're going to fight in the middle of fighting. I was like, fucking wow. I talked done. I would have been fucking stoked. And, I even asked some of the fighters, what they thought about these guys coming over because, I talked about it on one of my shows. I said, no disrespect to anybody at BKFC right now, but JDS and Alistair Overeem, coming over here would probably feel fairly confident that they could beat anybody up here because your roster is not full of guys that have that, not all of them have that same world level experience that these guys have. So they would come in very confident, and of course they were going to get paid, so a couple of heavyweights were like, I love the attitude. They all said, bring them on. Every heavyweight that I had.
Mike Tyson said what? He said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. Correct. And I say that, although they've been punched in the face, they've never been hit with a bare knuckle before. Right. Or maybe they have, but they've never been doing it in this type of atmosphere. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. I mean, I'd love to get at least one of them over. One of them a little more than the other one. I'd like to get them over, and if we can, it's great. And if not, there's a lot of other fighters out there that are going to come this way. But even more so than that, we're really enjoying building the fighters that we have because we're actually building our own personas. We're building our own superstars, if you will, future superstars. I mean, look where Joe Elmore came from nowhere, and I'm not saying he's a superstar, but he's a star in the making right now.
Sure, he is, and you got a young cat I had on the show earlier, Zion Tomlinson Sr., 21 years old. He's got championship goals, and it's funny because you mentioned something about personality, and we were doing the interview, and the first time he came on my show and did an interview, he was like this. I'd ask him a question, he'd be like, "Yeah," but now he's coming out of his shell a little bit. This is the third time I've had him on the show, and he came out a little bit more tonight. I told him, I said, dude, you got to throw that personality out there because it's part of the fight game today.
Sure.
And,
it's a big part.
He's goofy fun, and so I told him, I said, we new hashtag for him is not, because his favorite hashtag is Uli is a bum, but his new favorite hashtag is going to be embrace the goofiness. And I told him, I said, dude, just be your goofy young 21-year-old self and then go in there and beat the shit out of people, and talk about it and get out there and, look for more interviews, because the more interviews you do, the better you're going to get at it. And if you can be a guy that promotes and markets, promoters love you. David Feldman will fucking be so happy if you're out there shilling, like this and selling fights. So he goes, I'm going to do it, And then I asked him if he'd fight his brother, and he's like, I don't know, man. I said, dude, you should do it. Call Feldman, tell him you want to fight your brother for a bare knuckle belt, next year. And he goes, my brother's got good hands. I said, are you already saying your little brother could have beat your ass? I just razzed him a little. And then his Pops came on, and Pops goes, in MMA, Zion wins. He wouldn't comment the other way if the younger brother would beat the older brother in bare knuckle. I said, dude, wouldn't you agree that if Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz fought each other, it would do a huge number?
It'd be unbelievable. I mean, really, any brothers that are well known a little bit would sell. So I don't know if my brother listens to your show, but if my brother wants to step up and toe the line, we can do that too. He's my guy. I asked
Bobo. Bobo goes, I got a brother that's 9 years younger, and if David Feldman offered me 75 and him 75, I will drag that boy to the ring and make him fight me. But Yeah, no, you've got some young talent. You know, Britt Hart really showed out with Paige Van Zandt. It was a really good fight.
We've got a lot of additions to that women's stable coming up here. Really, I think as soon as tomorrow we're going to announce about 6 signings. I think we just signed 18 new women to the roster. Some really popular, exciting ones, and some ones that we're going to build up, on our own. And then we just signed two top prospect heavyweight boxing contenders. I just can't announce them all yet because we have a protocol the way we have to do things. And I signed another undefeated lightweight boxer who is 28-0 right now. So
Nice.
we have some big things, some big announcements coming up here in the next couple of days.
So we can't get one of the females? You know, I'm going to ask. You can always say no. I don't care. I mean, if you tell me no, I get it. I know you got the ways you want to do it, but I'm not doing my job if I don't ask, David. You know that.
Nah, we've got no can't do that, Chris. Sorry, can't let the cat out of the bag.
Hey, listen, if I don't ask, the answer is always no.
Always no. That's my saying. If I don't put one foot in front of the other, I'll be in the same place.
So my boy Shaw Babonis, I don't know if you know him. He fought with us at the XFC. He's fought pretty much all around the world in MMA. He wants to come to Bare Knuckle. He's saying he's going to be he'll be fight of the night on April 30th. Hasn't even signed a contract with you yet, but he wants to come fight for you. His name is Shaw Babonis. I'll send you his name offline. You can go look him up. He's excellent boxing skill, actually. He's one of our best boxing coaches we had at the XFC Training Center and at Freestyle Fighting Academy in Miami for years. He's up in Savannah now, but he's moving back to Florida. He also said he'll fight his mom if the money is right. So I like that. And this kid, his nickname was Showstopper and Hollywood. He went back and forth. When he put the blonde hair in, he was Hollywood. He had a persona, so it was pretty funny. The other guy I want to ask you about is Jonathan Ivey. Obviously, I know you know who Jonathan Ivey is. I had him on my show because he wants to come fight for you guys. He said that there had been a previous time where you guys had offered him and whatever, it fell through, but he's craving a fight with you guys. And I'll tell you, when he came on my show, one of the most viewed episodes I've had. Like he has a following. So is there any room for Jonathan Ivey there?
Well, I know Nate's been talking to him, and I don't know if he actually finalized that match or not, but he was absolutely talking to him. So I don't know if it's going to happen in April or when it's going to happen, but it's definitely on the radar. We want to get him in once. I mean, he's got a great persona. He just comes, he's another one of those guys. I'm not saying he's the most technical guy in the world, but he'll stand in front of you and he'll bang. And that's what we want, and that's what he'll give. So, Nate's working on that, so I'll let him handle that one.
Yeah, because he like we had him on the show. He messaged me today because he saw I was going to have you on, and he goes, ask him why I'm not in there yet, man. I said, all right, I'll ask him just for you. You better be watching though, Jonathan. So I hope he's watching because if I tell him I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask.
Sure.
So just one more real thing here with this. As you sit here today, you got a bunch of shows coming up, April, May, and then the next 7 shows in 7 new states, which is absolutely awesome. This time next year, where do you see BKFC?
I think
what you've seen it grow so far.
By this time next year, things go right in the next 7 days, which I anticipate them really going right. This time next year, I think we're among the top 3 to 4 combat sports promotions in the world.
That's
combat sports, not
combat sport. I know. I got you. I
think there's a couple of boxing promotions that are going to be bigger than us. Obviously, the UFC is going to be bigger than us for a long time, maybe forever, maybe not. And then, I don't really see anyone else being bigger than us. I mean, I know when we go head to head with some of these companies and the numbers we do, we're right there with the biggest companies in the world. So I think with this funding that we're raising and with the strategic partnerships that we're aligning right now, I really truly think a year, let's give it 18 months. Let's just give it 18 months just so the pandemic ends and we can get all the people back in the stands. So give it 18 months. I really think we're 3, 4 in the world.
That's awesome. And you know what? I've never asked you this one either. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to shut my mouth because I don't want to keep you all night because I can talk to you all night about this stuff. Obviously, we've had 16 events at BKFC, even though one was Knucklemania, so different number series. Out of all the fights you've seen, and I don't want anybody to get upset when you do it, but if you do it, but what has been your favorite fight of all time? And I know Jason Knight and Artem is probably going to come up. It's got to be up there, but because that fight really set you guys set you on the upswing. Is that your favorite fight, or is there another fight you saw that you just loved because of the fight itself? Not maybe because I think that the Artem and Knight fight, while it was an awesome battle, fight, it gave you like an elevation a little bit. So, is there another fight maybe that?
So, the first show we did, it was nervous as hell when that first punch landed. I'm like, oh my god, like someone going to get we didn't know, so someone's face going to get shattered. Like we did the research, but we really didn't know. So I'm like, wow. So then started watching a couple fights and it was good. And then all of a sudden I see Beck Rawlings fighting Alma Garcia, and I was like, holy shit, women fight, which I wasn't going to do. It's like an unbelievable fight. So that was good, but that got stopped, so that can't really be a fight of the night or anything like that. And then we go on to a fight that wasn't even going to make the broadcast. It was a swing bout, and it was Tony Lopez versus Joey Beltran. One of the most action-packed, bloodiest fights that I've ever seen in my life. So that has to be one of my favorites because it's one I'll never forget, because that was the one where I remember sitting there and I went like this. David was sitting next to me, and I'm going, this is what I was fucking talking about. And it happened, and I was like, and then we move on to there's a lot of great fights. So I'm not putting anyone down here at all by not mentioning them, but then obviously Artem Jason, that opened the door, got a lot of eyes on the sport, and turned the corner for us a little bit on that respect. And then really this last fight, I mean, Taylor Starling and Carissa Sigler was just an unbelievable women's fight. So I would say that's probably my favorite women's fight to date, even though Helen Peralta and Christine Fierro had an all-out war. But I think that this fight was just as compelling as that. And we're also just shout out to Christina Fierro. We'll be seeing her back probably in May, it looks like.
Awesome.
She's got a tough customer in front of her, but I think
awesome. She wants a tough customer. She's a girl that wants all the smoke.
And then last but not least, I think just because it's so fresh in my mind, that Nguyen versus Johnny Bedford. I mean, it was a war. It was a great fight. Two guys that I said didn't know how to back up. Could be fight of the night, could be fight of the year, could be one of the best fights ever. And I think in BKFC, it has to rank among the top 3 fights in BKFC history so far. So, that's really where I'm at. As far as it probably was Tony Lopez, Joey Beltran, only because that was the first event and the one where I was like, this is what I was talking about. This dream for 8 years, and then all of a sudden you're watching the dream come true in front of you, and you're like, wow, this is it. So, that and the ones I mentioned. But really, man, we have so many great fighters. I mean, so many tough dudes and tough women.
Yeah.
And the people that reach out to us to fight it's just unbelievable. I mean, literally, when I tell you this, since Knucklemania, February 5th, we probably had about, I think, 2,800 fighter applications come through the door. So it's crazy.
Wow. Now, I'm going to ask you about one name, and then I promise I'll stop asking questions, because Alex Nicholson came over to meet with you before Knucklemania. He wants, and he's the kind of guy that you want. He's going to come forward. He's going to throw punches. He's willing to take one, to give one, and whether he gets knocked out or he knocks somebody out, it's going to be action. So, is there any movement on that? Because I saw him announce that he's got a fight coming up. He didn't say if it was bare knuckle or if it was MMA, but is there any movement toward that? Because I got to be honest, man, he'd be a dude I'd love to watch you fucking in there bare knuckling it.
He's just got to clear some paperwork up, if you will. He's got to clear some things up. As soon as that's cleared up, absolutely 100%. Or we announced the show in Mexico that we're going to announce he's going to come over there. He just got a couple things he has to straighten out, but we are definitely 100% wanting to be in the Alex Nicholson business. 100%.
Yeah. I talk about all this. I'm not even going to ask your opinion on this. I sometimes I dream about fighters I see, come with the bare knuckle, And the one fight like that just sits in my head is Mike Perry versus Justin Gaethje in a bare knuckle fucking battle, dude. Because two guys that just want to go in there and swing and beat the shit out of each other. I would eat that up, dude. I listen. Even if you gave me a media pass, I think I would still pay you $100 just for letting me be there, dude. Because that's how fucking cool I think that fight would be.
I mean, and Perry was there, and when I first, saw him, I said, "You're in the wrong sport, my man." And he's like, "No,
I'm standing right there."
And afterwards, he was like, "Maybe I'll be talking to you pretty soon, my man." That's what I tell everybody. Once you watch a live event, it's over. You have to watch the live event.
Yeah.
TV doesn't do it justice. Reading about it doesn't do it justice. Watch that live event, and it's over. You're a fan for life.
What happened to me?
Or you want to be a part of it.
It's all, but I'm going to be a fan for life. I want to be a part of it. But from that second show you did, the first one in Mississippi, I went in there, with Dean and everybody, and I was like, holy fuck. I was so exhilarated watching it. It was such a crazy, but like you, the first guy, I don't remember even which fight it was, but I walked in, the fight already started, and I can't remember which two guys it was.
Actually, it was an undercard fight. It was Brandon Martin, if I'm correct, versus Marcel Stamps, actually.
Yeah, that's right, it was. And I'm watching this shit, and I walk in the door, and I'm like, what? And I looked at my wife because she's with me. I'm like, did you see this shit? And the first thing I looked over, I was like, fuck MMA. and I love MMA, and I don't really.
I do too. I mean, I truly do too. And really, when I say some of the best athletes in the world that I've ever seen are MMA fighters, without a doubt, better athletes than boxers, for sure. I mean, they're all around. But as far as you want to get to the tough customers, they're here.
Yeah, and it's like there's very few sports that you watch that make you feel more alive. Yep. Watching that in the arena, if you don't feel more alive watching a bare knuckle fighting champ or any, bare knuckle fighting championship, because that's the big one. But if you go to any bare knuckle show and you don't get invigorated, you're just call it life, man. Because fucking that's just I'm talking about, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about being at some of the shows and what I've seen live, dude. It's so much fun. It's got violence, it's got beauty, it's got everything, dude. You really you hit a home run, dude. I'm so happy for you. Just keep swinging it out of the park, dude.
Thanks for your support, Chris. No, really, man. Thank you so much. You've always been supportive. We love you and your fans, and tune in next Friday night, BKFC 16 on the Bare Knuckle TV app. Leonard Garcia versus the one guy we didn't talk about, Leonard Garcia versus Joe Elmore. And former two-time world champion who won 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley battles Reggie Easy Barnett. That's going to be a fantastic fight. So make sure you tune in next Friday night on the Bare Knuckle TV app.
I had Reggie on my show at the beginning of the week. Let me tell you something, man. This young man has gone through a transformation of maturity, and like he's scarier now, and he's calmer now. And he's really got something in his eyes, like in his mind of what he wants to do. And I'm telling you, like he brought tears to my eyes because I could feel him through my interview the other night. I think the world is really in to see something special with him and Chop Chop. And again, I'm talking about that fight. I'm getting goosies because fucking I know that's gonna be fucking nuts. So good card coming up. You guys, it's like you said, next Friday night, they'll be in Biloxi, Mississippi. If there's any tickets available, are there still tickets available?
Nah, we've been sold out for 3 weeks.
Sold out for 3 weeks, but you can watch it on the app, the BKTV app, man. It's that simple. It's like $4 a month total. You get all the BKFC content. You get all the content from all the other promotions that they're involved with, and that is going to ramp up. So get the app, and then also when pay-per-view, because this was something that people were bitching that you were charging a $39.99 or $29.99 for the pay-per-view. But it's worth it. As BKFC right now is probably going to end up doing 4 pay-per-views a year, guys. So you're going to have to pay.
That was our best pay-per-view we've ever done. I know it was a little different because people didn't understand how it was working with the app, but it did phenomenal for us. But you did a great. I'm going to let you continue selling it because you sold the app better than I did.
But I'm just going to tell everybody this. I don't remember what I was saying because you interrupted me. But so.
BKTVapp.com if you want to get it on the computer. BKTVapp.com. Go to.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. The pay-per-views.
Go to the App Store. Download the app. Bare Knuckle TV app. Watch Christopher James. This show. What you're doing is fantastic. You're
Thanks.
really giving my fighters and all other fighters around combat sports a great platform, man. So, we really thank you. I look forward to seeing you soon, too.
All right, and what I was saying was about pay-per-view, because people were bitching that you were going to do pay-per-view. I'm like, they got to do some here and there. When they got a girl like Paige, that they got to pay her a lot of money, they got to generate some of that revenue. So if they do 3 pay-per-views a year, and you're a member of, you have the app subscribed, you're going to get a discount on the app. Those were words that David put out there on social media. So get the app, because it's going to save you money in the long run for having to get the pay-per-views when they do come, and they are going to come, kids. That's what happens when these sports grow, and you got big names like Paige and some of the self-created stars that you're going to make, and you got to sign a JDS. You got to have some money to pay these motherfuckers. And the fans got to understand that, so I'm going to drive that home for them. And don't steal pay-per-views from anybody, you sons of bitches. I'll catch you, and I'll tell Dave on you.
There you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Chris. Take care, brother.
Have a great night. God bless you, and good stuff being a granddad too, man.
All
Be
right,
well.
all right, take care.
All right. That's David Feldman, man. I could talk to David all day, but right at the end of that, he was like ready to go. He's like, all right, Chris, stop talking. I know. I get all excited. I can't help it. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the show tonight, man. I did. What a good time, man. Bobo, David Feldman, and Zion Tomlinson Jr., BKFC 16 next Friday night, live in Biloxi, Mississippi. Get it on the BKTV app. BKTV app, that's it. Go find it. Sign up, subscribe, $4 a month. The first month, I think, is like 11. I think there's some administrative costs, but then after that, it's $4 a month. So just so you don't get surprised when you see the different number. And that's it. Fucking it's like a one-time administrative fee, like a lot of other shit. But, it's well worth it, man. The content is going to keep growing because they're working with other bare knuckle shows across the world. Like I said, last week they had a show in Thailand, man. Outdoor show was fucking beautiful. If you didn't see it, go to the app. It'll probably replay this week. So we found out tonight from David Feldman that Godbeer and Good John are both going to be back in the promotion. Good. Happy to see it. Maybe Good John will unblock me so we can do an interview and talk about him and why he hates Brandon Lambert so much. But BKFC is going to be moving to Alabama in April. And then in May, they're back in Miami. So the first show in Alabama, David dropped that little tidbit here. Thank you, Mr. Feldman, for giving us a little breaking news. Appreciate it, as always, for all my guests and for all you guys that watch and support the show. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And as we go, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your lives today and for you guys being a part of mine. I could truly never put into words what that means, but just know it's right here in my heart, dude. That's where it's all at for y'all. So, boys and girls, I will see you next week. I'll put out a guest list, probably Sunday. I'll have a guest list to announce for you for next week's show. And until then, I am Christopher James, and y'all have been Cave Side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.